Welcome back. We are turning our attention to some politics. We've seen what's going on in Edo State, raising some concerns as to the wider implication. To give some perspective on this matter, we've got Mr. Robert Dabafosu, who is a legal practitioner, as well as Mr. Paul Emeribeh, also. Matthias Emeribeh, pardon me. Sorry. Matthias Emeribeh, legal practitioner. Gentlemen, good to have you both here. But you must have seen those images that made the rounds about what transpired in Benin. You heard the national chairman of the APC, the former governor of Edo State, also raising concerns about all of this. But when we talk about elections, how we need to conduct ourselves, many were thinking that we must have moved beyond this particular scenario and incident. But let me start with you, Mr. Dabafosu. Were you surprised by this, given the build-up?
For me, I wouldn't say I'm surprised, because if you look at the process that we have had in Edo State in the last 8 years, preceding this, the Obaseki administration, fortunately, we thought with a gentleman like Obaseki, and of course, I must say that he's popular within the state, no doubt about that. We thought the state would have had a respite of what, against the situation we had during most of the tenure of Comrade Adams Oshimhole. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Edo State is in the news for the bad reasons now, and simply because they are unable to put themselves together. And it's unfortunate that I think the national chairman that should have acted more statesmanly is not towing that.
In what way? What has it done that suggests it's not towing that line?
If you look at the build-up to the election in Edo State, this problem started with the inauguration of the House of Assembly, at least from what we see in the media. But before then, you would observe, we saw that all members of the House of Assembly came from the same political party. They were all nominated, and there was no hue and cry about the nomination and eventual election. Suddenly, towards the process of the inauguration, is when we noticed this crisis. The APC became factionalized along, I would say, the national chairman line and maybe that of the governor. So the question you ask yourself before then, it means they were together. So at what point did they disagree?
Okay. Mr. Emeribeh, when at the time that the National Assembly tried to weigh in, eventually there was a ruling, that those who believe that from that point onwards, things had gone south, and it was a matter of time before it came to this. And they even think that beyond this, there just will be more to unfold. Is this irredeemable?
Well, I remember the very first time I came concerning this matter. My opening remark was clear that we are gradually installing a culture of the rule of might over the rule of law. And I'm repeating it. Because it's like we are no longer having confidence in our judicial, or better still, in our legal process. That is why you have these kind of things playing out. I said it that day that if for any reason, because like I said, at that material time, the facts were not too clear to me. And I said, okay, but based on law, A, B, C is what I think should be done. But now the facts are clear. That, okay, this is when the inauguration was done. This was when the proclamation was issued and the inauguration was made at a time that is, as I'm concerned, is odd within the time that the House normally will sit. Now, these are emblem of not aligning yourself to what the law can give you. In other words, you don't believe in it.
But do you subscribe to those who think that, yes, the rule of law may have a role to play, but equally significant is what they refer to as political solution,
now,
which is down to both men.
That is the danger, with the greatest respect. Because we have constantly been coming about this issue of political solution to the detriment of the concept of the rule of law, which governs virtually everybody, all conduct. Now, the danger in going about that is that we are gradually beginning to see that our law no longer matters.
No, is it that it no longer matters? Because after all, you have alternative dispute resolution mechanisms.
That is,
so the law still matters.
Alternative dispute mechanism will be provided by even the law itself. So you cannot, when you begin to wish away the law in the society, you begin to create a state of what? Anarchy in that society.
In what way so far has the rule of law been eroded?
Now, let me take you back to, I remember then there was somebody from Abuja, I think Anene, if I'm not mistaken, who, of course, I agree with his submission. He was making far-reaching submission, but he was talking absolutely because probably he has all the facts with him. But I said I was making an objective position that if it were this way, this is the way it should go. If it is this way, this is the way it should go, because I was looking at it based on law. Now, let me tell you, if like it is said, or like we have it, that the inauguration was done late in the night. Because first, the proclamation did not say inaugurate late in the night. That's why, for me, I agree with the court's position. I don't want to equally get so much into the timing
for when to inaugurate.
With the greatest respect, let's call a spade a spade. If the sitting of the House, or whether the Senate, or so on and so forth, commences are probably from 10, and perhaps by 5 they are through, I should presume it's like in every normal working environment as it is today, except we are talking about we having a shift. Are you getting me? I mean,
you presume.
You said what?
You presume that you assume that it's a normal.
But that is what we have. That is what we have. Not that
subjective. So that's why I'm asking.
No, let me give you an instance. Okay. You know, the normal sitting days of the House or National Assembly, as it were, or even the House, is Tuesday. That's plenary, between Tuesday and Thursday. Monday and Friday is not part of it. Now, when you sit on Monday or you sit on Friday, it is an exception. It becomes awkward. Doesn't fall within the line of the plenary.
Not against.
No, but if you must do it, it means that you must go by the rules of the House, which allows you to do it at that material time. So it calls it an emergency. Well, but you don't just begin to sit on those days when, of course, the law does not allow you to do so.
Okay. How does that change what's happening with you?
Well, to me, as much as I will not, I cannot agree less with my learned friend and co-panelist here with respect to the position of the court, with respect to the rules of law as it applies to this particular situation. But I think it is more of a political solution can resolve this issue more than the legal process, because of the personalities that are involved. In as much as I will always also support that when the court has made pronouncements, I will expect anything short. If anybody will have to act outside that, it has to be behind the scene, and that means the leadership quality now comes in. And in this case, I mean the state, what I'll call the statesmanly leadership of the personnel or the personalities that are involved in this matter will have to be brought to the fore.
So what do you think is hindering that, so far?
Ego.
On whose part?
Well, I wouldn't want to.
From what
we're seeing, I think more of ego on the side of the national chairman, APC.
What do you think of that, Mr. Merrill?
I do not think. Well, there is ego on both sides.
I can give you reason.
Sorry. Okay. There is ego for me on both sides. Now, yes, we've been talking about a political solution. There's already a court pronouncement concerning the House. As a rule, parties must abide by that pronouncement of the court. And when they do that, it is what I will call the first and major step in bringing about what? The solution. But rather than giving into it, it's like they feel that there's another way outside the court where they can do what? Bypass what the law has provided. If the court has said maintain status quo as it is, then come and bring your grievances. Let us look at it and then deal with it. Why not exercise patience?
Yeah, but when
why not allow the law to take its natural course?
But when he says political solution, if you look at this clip, because some time ago, many thought that they were going to settle themselves. At this point, when they addressed the press, you thought from this point onwards, matters were going to have been sorted. But eventually, look at what we have now. Where did things go wrong from your perspective?
We have had about 3 or 4 video clips.
What makes this visit unusual? If you have any memory with your cameras, you know that every now and then.
All right. So go ahead and speak to that.
We have had about 4 videos, at least on national TV, on this matter. Starting from when the governor came on national TV to talk about it was being prevented.
But still the matter is not sorted.
And, yes. Then we had a press conference from the side of the national chairman about the attack on his house. Then after that incident, the next thing we have is this...
Quick one, both gentlemen, we need to go. Do you think that the governor is going to get the ticket of the party? Is he going to move to another party? Yes, go ahead.
For me, I think the governor, what he's trying to do is to make sure that he holds his structure. He has a structure. So that even if the ticket is not given to him, he has that structure that he uses in falling back to any other party that will enable him to still have the state. Because I think it is the structure he has. For him, he's battling to make sure that his political career is not destroyed.
I'll quickly have to say, before I answer that question, that it won't be in the interest of APC not to give the governor the ticket. That's one. This governor, to the best of my knowledge, I'm from Edo State, is popular, no doubt about that, within the state. And I don't think it will be in their interest if they don't give him the ticket. Well, from the way they are going, I don't know.
Okay. We'll leave it at that point.
And for your information, it could snowball into what happened in Zamfara or in Rivers State or Imo State, and the APC would lose.
A legal practitioner, and Matthias Emerbe, also a legal practitioner. Gentlemen, thank you both for coming on today. We're back in a moment. Don't go away.